Cavaliers, Craig Porter Jr. Dave got Allen still trying to find their consistency. Here's Mobley. Off to Mitchell. 3 straight games with at least 35 points against Philly for Mitchell, and Mobley finishing the lob.
Yeah, and again, it's right off the bat. Donovan Mitchell's in the paint, and it creates so many problems because you're trying to figure out as a last-line defender when to commit. And that time, Mobley, the easy recipient.
Mobley came out of the gates with aggression the other night as well. Ended up with a big game, 17 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 blocks. Edgecombe buries the jumper. Nick Nurse thought VJ had maybe the worst. Here's Mobley. Maxey denying Mitchell. Mobley trying to do it himself. Looking to take Barlow. The hook is good from Evan Mobley.
Incredibly difficult shot right there. Barlow actually defended that pretty well. He took away the middle. Mobley goes back to that jump hook, but that was a deep jump hook outside the lane.
Here's George. Giving it up. Embiid. Getting a little more comfortable driving it of late. Embiid splash on the jumper. 12 straight games with at least 20 points for Joel Embiid.
There is that touch we talk about all the time. For a guy that big, his power basically drove Jarrett Allen back under the rim. He still had a 15-foot jumper left.
Porter able to hit in the paint. Kenny Atkinson was funny talking about Craig Porter Jr. He said, I don't know, have you guys ever seen a 6'4" power forward?
It's a good way to describe him, right? There's no doubt. It's built like a truck, and he plays that way, and he called him a jack of all trades, and that's really his value to this team.
Here's Embiid, muscling down. Again, same thing, legs. Creating that separation with the physicality on Allen.
Yeah, that's a big shoulder. You know, to hit you in the sternum, Joel Embiid hits you with that, and you're already backpedaling. There's no way you can stay on balance to contest that.
Here's Mobley off the catch, back to Porter. Not really a threat from 3. Tyson will fire, can't hit. Porter, there's the 6'4" power forward. Kenny Atkinson loves his offensive rebounding as Tyson cashes in. Six points in the paint already for Cleveland. George on the rip move, foul on the floor called against Tyson. Got to for Maxey, George, and Embiid. Started out 0-4. They're 6-2 in their last 8. George can't hit the corner 3. Barlow deflects it, lands with Tyson. Tyson, who's carved out a nice role for Cleveland this season. Porter gets denied. Save back to Tyson. Maxey on the steal. Doesn't have the numbers. Waiting for help. George wide open. Connects on the 3.
Nice shot. Maxey with the great read defensively to play that passing lane, but then I liked his patience coming up the floor. He knew Paul George was running the right wing. He gave him plenty of time to get to the corner and get his feet set before he delivered the basketball.
Triple team comes. Porter has it deflected. George off the steal. Barlow the slam.
Nick Nurse has to be happy. They're definitely more in a state of readiness.
Cavs went on an 18-2 run a few minutes into the game and never looked back as Tyson parries the 3. Jalen Tyson getting his 23rd start of the season. It's the 20th pick of last year's draft. Averaging nearly 13 points per game. Very efficient shooting it as well. That one rims out. Allen able to fingertip the rebound. Mitchell looking to dance around George. Good hands there from Barlow. Just snared it away. Again, that activity you're talking about, legs. VJ, he hits. Timeout, Kenny Atkinson.
Floor really ingratiating himself to the young fella and allowing him to thrive here. They've been a great tandem thus far. The interesting thing I did speak to him about was, because Nick Nurse had told us he's a historian of the game and he's so young. So I asked him, hey man, you're from the Bahamas. Do you know the OG from the Bahamas in the NBA? And he looked at me all twisted. He was like, of course, it's Michael Thompson. I know who that is. And then I said, well, you know, who else was all the stuff that we saw live?
Now, look, I can digest watching Jordan's highlights on YouTube, but the fact he needed to go to YouTube,
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm glad that you took the time.
I ran out of time. I couldn't get to it all.
Terrific stuff. You know, that connection with Maxey, too, and VJ Edgecombe developed in the offseason as well, Maxey had invited VJ and some of the other teammates of the Sixers to early workouts. When he came to the first one at 6 a.m., Maxey then called up his father afterwards and said, hey, we got a special one in VJ. And he could tell just from his heart the way he was so competitive in the shooting drills they were doing as Mitchell finally gets on the board, finally got some space.
And you saw Maxey on the other end with that floater. He's known for the one-legged jumpers in the lane, but you cannot leave Donovan Mitchell alone in transition. Sixers really poor balance that time getting back.
George buries the mid-range. Both teams shooting it unbelievably well out of the gates. Cleveland 6 of 8 and Philadelphia 8 of 10. Mobley trying to squeeze it in back door, and that's going to
tonight. But that's a couple of times now. He's done a really good job of squaring him up and forcing him to pick the ball up.
Here's Embiid, nice give and go. Maxey able to serve it in high off the window.
How can he make an absurdly difficult shot look that mundane? I can't even tell you the degree of difficulty on what Tyrese Maxey just did.
I mean, to do it all in one motion off the catch, unbelievable. Here's Tyson, catch, fire, and hit from 3.
Deadly. They've got so many guys that can hurt you from out there. They made 20 of them on Wednesday. It's a priority when you play them, but they're so good off the dribble as well. It's hard to just stay home.
Embiid now splash. I mean, both of these teams shooting around 80% more than midway through the first. Mitchell the lob, and Allen the slam.
That's just early. Mitchell unimpeded, really, just having his free run at the rim. You get into the paint like that, I said you freeze your backline defenders because you're not sure if you have to fully commit to him, and that's why Allen has gotten behind now for the lob dunk, and Mobley had one earlier.
Embiid a 3, back iron and off. Tyson the rebound, a rare miss in this game. Philadelphia 10 of 13, the Cavs 8 of 10 from the floor. Mitchell goes to the corner. Mobley looking to take Edgecombe, double comes, Tyson. You know, he almost popped that release a little higher because of the closeout of Barlow.
No.
Maxey, back iron off. Barlow, the offensive rebound, couldn't put it back in. Barlow very active in the early going, and George comes up with a steal. And the finish. Philadelphia has already forced 5 Cleveland turnovers, turned it into 12 points. And another turnover. That's 6 now for the Cavs in this first. Embiid with some space, twisting inside, gets fouled, and Embiid. 6 points already for Embiid. Hey, let's take a look at the national TV schedule. And you talked about it the other night, even on that one attempted putback, where you could see he doesn't have that immediate explosion off the glass to go straight up. But what are you seeing that's allowed him to produce at a higher level over the last few weeks, even without that?
You know what? It always gets back to the same thing. It's an incredible shooting touch as well.
Wow. Speaking of explosion.
Great back cut there by Tyson with the reverse dunk. But Joel Embiid, it's coming together for him. You know, that last part might not be until later, like after the All-Star break, where you see him start to go up in traffic and finish with authority.
Like right there, got to the spot, but didn't quite have the lift. Does eventually get the whiff. Cleveland. They dropped the first 2 to the Cavs. They have another meeting after this. That that's going to matter in the Eastern Conference standing. Same way they felt about Toronto, felt like a game they had to have. That's how they feel tonight against Cleveland. And Kenny Atkinson said, you actually, who's not playing tonight after injuring his big toe the other night. Let's get an update on him from George Sedano right now.
Ryan Tim, a left big toe surgically repaired in the offseason. He's been playing through that, trying to get back his game, had some recent good play, but in the last game, it was the other foot, the big right toe, that he hurt. So at the moment, no update in regards to when he'll be back to play. They will reevaluate him when they return to Cleveland tonight.
Hoping for good news there, as he had just started to really get going, find his pace and rhythm as that last hits Mobley and goes out of bounds.
He was starting to get it back, and he actually had him when he was finally starting to find his rhythm.
And the Cavs hopeful that they dodged a bullet there with the toe the other night, but as George said, they'll get more information back in Cleveland. Also no Sam Merrill, who injured the same hand he had missed 14 games with early in the season. He's a critical piece for Cleveland, and it remains to be seen how long he will be out, as he was and still is in quite a bit of pain with that hand.
And he was on a heater coming into the game the other night. 26 for his last 51 from the three-point line. So, again, Kenny Atkinson has alluded to it. And, look, a lot of teams in this league.
Philadelphia in front. Mitchell, innovative scoop, but it ends up in the first row.
They threw off the shot clock from half court was probably an unforced. And the one Paul George stole in the backcourt.
Bono with the big finish.
Man, the energy he gives them, too.
McNur's been happy with how he's played his role. So also just the speed that he gives them, which is a little switch up from, say, Embiid. And Bono flies back for the rejection. Deflected by Mitchell. Cavs come up with it. Ahead of the field, and Bono might have gotten a piece again. Proctor another chance. Can't hit in the corner. Deflected Mobley. Proctor says, I'm not taking this one. Mitchell, no. And it finally settles with Philadelphia.
Well, give Bono a lot of credit for right now energizing this crowd on both ends. Had the big dunk and two incredible rejections to protect that rim, and this is what it leads to when you make that kind of effort defensively. Eventually,
Mitchell and gets the whistle, but they will call the foul on the floor. And
overextended, so he just stops, put on the brakes, and threw the contact.
I think Donovan could have gotten another whistle there, and that's exactly what he's asking Ray Acosta.
He heard from both of these teams, and certainly Houston and Minnesota.
Here's Hunter stepping back. Difficult long two early in the shot clock, and Bona comes up with the rebound. Oubre still trying to get back his rhythm after missing time due to injury. He had gotten off to an excellent start. George, pull up three. Missed it right and short. Mitchell and Oubre both go down to the backcourt. Tyson had 12 in the first. Here's Tyrese Proctor. Mobley with space. Wow, Bona closed on that beautifully. And Mobley missed it badly. Lob it in. Bona had his jersey grab. Still makes the catch. Still able to finish. Adem Bona making an impact here in this second.
Man, that's athletic ability right there. The hard closeout on Mobley forced that shot to be really flat and short, and it runs the floor. Really nice catch in traffic in the finish.
Proctor answers with the three. 7-point Philadelphia lead. 7:35 to go in the second. And look at Proctor just take it out of the arms of Edgecombe and slam it down. BJ raised his hand right away to say, that's on me, fellas.
Yeah, he just got a little bit, his head got out in front of the basketball that time. He just got going a little bit too quick. He knew what he wanted to do, but he didn't execute it with the handle. That's going to be the next part, I think, for BJ Edgecombe. More creativity with that handle.
Mitchell gets bumped by Edgecombe. They'll call the foul on the floor. Philadelphia 4 turnovers in the second after they had 1 in the first. Hunter missed it badly. Allen able to flag down the rebound. Another chance here. Tyson in the corner. He got it. Feathery touch. Jalen Tyson has
tonight and ferocious, and we've seen that with an early lead for Philadelphia.
Great work from you, George, and awesome footage there. You know, Kenny was joking with us before the game. He said there was, a time when he was an assistant with the Knicks where he'd be out there running with the guys. And he was like, I felt like Steve Nash. I knew the offense. I was able to drop it to everybody when it needed to, get him in the right spots.
Kenny, of course, played University of Richmond, so we've always kind of connected over that Richmond thing.
I love 30. Both games also available on ESPN. Hornets have been playing better. There's some big wins of late.
Don't sleep on them, that's for sure. I mean, especially when you're at home. I mean, they went in and just thumped Oklahoma City. They took care of the Lakers pretty easily last night.
Yeah.
Those are 2 really good road wins. They have a high-powered offense. They just have struggled with consistency.
They have some good young talent. Concanipple is having an incredible rookie season. Embiid finishes.
Man, that is just beautiful touch right there. For a guy that big to catch that on the move, never really put it down or gathered.
Hunter, nobody guarded him. And he just scoots right to the hoop. Foul stays here as here's Embiid on the move again, gets the whistle as he leaned into.
He goes down. I'm sure Nick Nurse sort of holding his breath, just hoping he gets up without a limp and walks over and make free throws. Is definitely something.
We're by a single point in overtime. The other one was Wednesday where the Cavs really gave it to him. But they have started to play better as they have gotten healthy. In the corner, Proctor buries the three.
And talk about confident. That was a ball fake on a closeout. He created space with that dribble to the left, but it was still a contested shot. He had no doubt he was going to let that fly when he caught it.
Tyrese Proctor with 8 points in 6 minutes off the bench. Embiid can't hit. Hunter the rebound. Here comes Tyson. Jalen Tyson kicks it out. Little off target. Porter finds Tyson on the cut. Tyson, good look into Allen. Allen dove underneath Embiid, couldn't finish it. Trendon Watford getting some minutes here. Watford lays it in. Saw him get early minutes the other night as well. Porter working behind Allen. Porter stops, pops, doesn't get the roll. Allen trying to fling the rebound out, but Grimes comes up with it. Barlow didn't want to shoot it. Grimes will. Rims off. When Grimes was so hot to begin the season, it's cooled off lately. Mobley and Mitchell going to the scorer's table. Hunter the pull-up. That one is good.
Yeah, good rhythm on that for DeAndre Hunter. He doesn't shoot a ton of mid-range pull-ups. Usually it's going to be something slashing on the offensive glass, or he's going to shoot a three. That was really